Does your camera footage look like this? Well, I hope it doesn't look quite that bad, but one of the reasons it could look bad is from improper white balance. White balance is a setting on your camera that affects the perceived color temperature of the image. Color temperature is measured on the Kelvin scale, as it is based off of the color of blackbody radiation emitted by that object's temperature. What that actually means is if you heat an object, let's take steel for example, to roughly 15 to 1600 degrees Kelvin, it will glow reddish orange. Now, take this stovetop for example. You see that the flame is blue. That means it is burning in excess of 6500 Kelvin. Different lights emit different colors of light along the Kelvin scale. The average color temperature of daylight is within the range of 5000 to 6500 Kelvin, whereas indoor lights are varied and marked as warm or cool. This is just a way of explaining the color temperature of the light bulb. An object that is pure white will appear pure white if the color temperature of the light source matches the white balance of your camera. Turning up the white balance will make the image appear warmer, as if you had a lower temperature light, while turning down the white balance does the opposite and makes the image appear colder. It's the opposite to the Kelvin scale inside the camera because it's the camera's perspective. Now that you understand the color temperature and white balance, let's go fix that footage. To the lab!
First, we have a clip that is far too cold. Our second clip is far too warm. Our third clip is far too cold. And our fourth clip is far too warm. Once you have all your clips in your timeline, you're going to want to switch to the color workspace. There's two ways to do this. The first way is to go to the top right workspaces menu and switch it to color. The other way you can do this is by going to the top menu and clicking Window, Workspaces, Color. I'm going to select the first clip. Then I'm going to go over and select the white balance dropper tool. I'm going to select the widest object in the scene. In this case, it's this white piece of paper. Now, you're going to do the same thing for the next clip. I'm going to select the clip, select the white balance dropper tool, and select the widest thing in the scene. In this case, it's that white piece of paper in the back of the background. Now, let's ensure that the white balances of our two clips match up. I'm going to go down to Color Wheels and Match, and then click the Comparison View button. On the very left, you're going to see a window called Reference, and on the right, you're going to see a window called Current. The window on the left is just for you to reference a certain frame in your timeline. On the right is the one that you are editing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our two clips. In shot number one, you can notice that the arm looks different than the arm in the second clip. I'm going to try and match those up. You're going to go back to basic correction and make the clip warmer or cooler depending on which way it needs to go. It looks like that worked. Now I'm going to show you how to do it to these next two clips. Go up and click on basic correction and click the white balance dropper tool again. And you notice there's not very much white in this scene, but there's a little bit on the back of this t-shirt. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're gonna go on to the next clip. This clip is really warm. We just barely have a little bit of white up in the top right, so we're gonna grab the white balance dropper tool and select on that. Now, again, go back down into Color Wheels and Match and click the Comparison View button. We're gonna do that same thing we did before. Line up the first shot so we can reference our first shot, and we can look at our second shot. We can notice how the colors of the hair are very different. So let's go back up into our temperature in basic correction, and we're gonna make it warmer and cooler depending on which way it needs to go. Okay, now I'm gonna adjust the first clip. So I'm going to select that first clip, or sorry, the third clip. And my reference clip will be number 4. And I'm gonna make that a little warmer so that it matches. Perfect.
All right, everyone, that's all we have for you today. Make sure if you enjoyed, you check out episode 2, Exposure.